Hello everybody, and welcome to my top 5 movies adapted from novels. Let's jump right in, shall we? At number 5, I have Silence of the Lambs. The book was written by Tom Harris in 1988, and the movie came out 3 short years later in 1991, and starred Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins. The movie and book are based around Jodie Foster's character, Clarice, and she is an FBI cadet, and she gets help from Hannibal Lecter, who is a cannibalistic serial killer, and they try to catch another serial killer that skins his victims and wears their skins as clothes. It is one creepy story, and highly recommend the book and the movie. Everybody should watch it. At number 4, I have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The book was written by Ken Casey in 1962, and the movie, which was made 13 years later in 1975, starred Jack Nicholson as McMurphy. I had to read this book in high school. I found it very interesting, and the movie portrays it very well. Jack Nicholson plays McMurphy, who is trying to be declared mentally insane so he doesn't have to go back to the real prison, and the story evolves very nicely from that, and everybody should read the book and watch the movie. I highly recommend both. At number 3, I have Friday Night Lights. The book was written by H.D. Bissinger in 1990, and the movie came out in 2004, which starred Billy Bob Thornton as Coach Gary Gaines. This is one of my favorite sports movies. I actually watched the movie first and then read the book. I found the book to be very interesting, and the movie was very good as well. It's one of my favorite sports movies I've ever seen, and I would highly recommend both to anybody that loves sports, especially anybody that loves football and high school sports in general. My number 2 is Fight Club. The book was written by Chuck Palahniuk in 1996, and just like Silence of the Lambs, the movie came out 3 years later in 1999. It was directed by David Fincher and starred Edward Norton and Brad Pitt. This is one of those movies like I did with Friday Night Lights. I watched the movie first and then read the book. The movie was very interesting, and the book was right along with it. It had a lot of great storylines, and the endings is one of the most classic endings of any story all time, and I would highly recommend anybody to watch the movie and read the book as well. And my number 1 movie that was adapted from a novel was the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The books were written by J.R. Tolkien and finished between 1937 and 1949. He wrote a lot of them during World War II. And the movie was directed by Peter Jackson. It came out in 2001, 2002, and 2003. Now I could talk about an hour just talking about these movies and books. I love these movies. It's probably my favorite movie trilogy of all time, and the third Lord of the Rings movie is my favorite movie of all time by far. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen, and the storyline is so interesting. Everybody, I think, should at least watch it once and give it a shot. It won so many awards, so many people love it, and I think everybody will really enjoy it too. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me blabble about movies and books, and I hope you guys learned something and enjoyed yourselves. Have a good day, guys.